retirecheap.asia. I'm out making some videos, some new videos for you all, places to live as a ripper, a retiree in paradise. And every day I'm on the computer and I check out things for my members, news that pertain to somebody living in Thailand, whatever. But every once in a while something crosses my desk or comes into my awareness that I'm sort of shocked at. And I guess it's sort of like if you have friends that have kids, then you don't see the kids for a long time, and you go show up and you say, wow, the kids are really big, and the parents look around and go, we never noticed. Well, they didn't notice because they see it every day. And so what came across my desk is one of my members sent me an article, a link to an article. And I found that it's shocking, and so I wanted to share it. And I don't want to share it because I'm trying to get people interested in coming to live in Thailand or anything like that. It's just the numbers were so shocking. I just wanted people to be aware of them in case they're not. And I got some notes because a lot of it is numbers. The 2013 census for America came out, and what it showed was amazing to me. 50% of Americans earn less than $28,000 a year. Now, that's half of America lives on less than $28,000 a year. 39% of America live on less than $20,000 a year. Now, you got to fully understand this, especially for people that are outside of America. A full-time $10 an hour job with 2 weeks off gives you $20,000 a year. So that means those people, what is it, 39% of America are living off less than $10 an hour wages. So this to me was shocking. And the reason is, a couple reasons, but one is, if you figure out how much is going into their Social Security pension or Social Security account to draw off when they're retired, if they're only earning that amount of money, there's not much going in. So the payment coming back out, if it's even available, if it's even in existence, is going to be meager. People are going to be living off what? This is like crazy to me when I think about it. If that many of Americans are living off that little bit of money, and that little bit of money is going into their Social Security fund, it's going to be crazy. Now the thing about this is, it says the average Social Security benefit is $1,229 a month. It says $14,748, or about $7.25 an hour untaxable. Okay, because of course if it's coming in on Social Security, it's not taxable. So about $7.25 an hour wages is what somebody is going to be earning when they're collecting their Social Security, as a monthly income. That's like nothing. I mean, you think about it, it's $1,200. How far would that go in your life today? I mean, think about this, because it's not going to go far. And it's like, I look at this and it's just crazy to me. And it says, I think about, okay, what would $1,000 a month give somebody? Because I'm saying $1,000 a month because it's $1,229, but if you want Medicare, if you want any kind of medical, you're going to subtract almost $300 out of that. So you're down less than $1,000 a month to live off of. Now that's okay if you're old and your house is paid for or something like that and you don't have housing expenses. But if you're talking about even about fuel, heating and cooling the house, electricity bills, food, all the other things that you're going to want to have a decent life, I don't see how people are going to do it. So I'm mentioning this now because people that are already older are probably watching my videos and stuff and going, okay, I got to think about what my options are. Are they Latin American countries, Asian countries, but they're aware they got to go someplace. If you're young and you're watching this video, you need to start planning because you're captaining the Titanic. And that ship is headed to this iceberg. And if you don't put on the brakes now and reverse the thrust, you're going to hit the iceberg and sink. So you need to start really being aware now of how much money it's going to take you to live, and start planning for this time when you stop working. I show people how to get more life for less money, that they can live a decent life on less money if they move out of the United States. Now, having said that, Medicare is not available. You can collect Social Security in places like Thailand. Other places you might have to go to a consulate to get your check, but you can have it direct deposited into a bank in Thailand. And I explain to my members how to do all this. But you gotta think about, okay, how far is it going to go, and how far would it get you over in some place like this? This more life for less money works out pretty good. And if you're over in some place like Thailand where the medical system is so good, you don't have to have the Medicare. In fact, if you wanted to collect on that Medicare, like use it, and you're paying $300 a month, you'd actually have to fly back to the United States. And if you didn't have it, you could get medical taken care of really cheap over here. In fact, I just had a little motorbike incident, and here, let me show you. Hey, gang. In Khon Kaen, they have a Sirakit Heart Center, so I wanted to go to this hospital and get my heart checked up, because I figured, hey, as long as I'm here and it's one of the best hospitals in Isan, I'd check it out, see what it costs, and see what the procedures were for a heart checkup. Well, on the way in to the hospital, on our rented motorbike, I hit the brake and there was a patch of sand right on the cement, and guess what? Went down. So you can see, I got messed up a little bit here. So instead of going to the heart center, I'm in the emergency care. And so instead of showing you what it's going to cost to get a heart checkup, I'm going to show you what it costs in the emergency room to get all this taken care of. And I even got some on my foot as well. And I know some of you loyal viewers are asking one question. The question was, JC, did you have your helmet on? Yes, I did. Anytime I'm not going 10 miles an hour or less on a beach road, the helmet's on. So don't worry about that. The helmet was on. But we went down sort of hard, as you can see, anyway. So I'll let you know after I'm finished how much all this treatment costs in the emergency room in Khon Kaen at the Sirakit Medical Center. See ya. Well, gang, you ready? Are you sitting down? I wish I was. No, I'm just kidding. So this was at the emergency room. Keep that in mind. Went into the emergency room because it was in the afternoon, and outpatient, the clinic and everything was already closed. So we went into the emergency room, and I got my wounds dressed, as you can see. All the wounds were dressed by emergency technicians there in the emergency room. Then a doctor came in and saw me because I have a large swelling here, a contusion. We wanted to make sure that I didn't need an x-ray for that. So a doctor came and talked to me. And then what he did was went ahead and wrote a couple of prescriptions. So I got some antibiotics, keep the wounds clean, some paracetamol, which is Tylenol, and a tetanus shot as well. And for the whole thing, are you sitting down? The whole thing costs 318 baht, which is just under $10 US. And that took me from the time I had the accident, where it happened just right in front of the hospital. I'm out of here in an hour and 10 minutes from the time the accident happened until now. So it actually took me less than an hour to get all the treatment done. But in an hour and 10 minutes, I had the accident and it got taken care of. So there you go, medical treatment in Thailand. Now keep this in mind that this is I'm pretty sure this is a public hospital. So that's why it's cheap. It's available. It's affordable for the public. Some of my members on my member site, they actually go to private hospitals. And in Khon Kaen, we have a couple private hospitals. It would have been a lot more expensive than going to a private public hospital. So there you go. Keep all that in mind. Drive safe and wear your helmet if you're on a highway or around traffic. Okay. So there you go, JC out. Remember, when it comes to getting treatment for medical, there's always an option. See ya. So there you go. Now, you see how much that costs. I wouldn't have to use, I could use out-of-pocket expense. I wouldn't use insurance. I wouldn't use Medicare. I wouldn't use anything out of the pocket. Then what you can do is self-insure you for major medical incidents if you're over in Thailand, because it's still cheaper to do that. And then pay everything else out of the pocket because it's cheap. So anyway, I put this up. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention to you as well is there is an organization that's trying to get more Medicare portability passed. And what that means is to be able to use your Medicare abroad, because they're trying to convince the U.S. government that it's not in their best interest to not give Medicare coverage outside of the United States. Because actually, if they had people moving and using the Medicare outside the United States as opposed to the medical system in America, they'd save a lot of money. So you can look up Center for Medicare Portability and Google it and check that out, and do whatever you can to have that happen as well, because you might be a ripper living in another country. So remember, when it comes to collecting and living in your older age, there's always an option. JC out. See ya.